हैं बादा मस्त बादा आशा में अहमदियत चलता है दौर मीना ओ जाम अहमदियत.
But before anything, I just want to say Mubarak to everyone. Alhamdulillah, we reached 1 year. We did start on the 1st of November. I don't remember. I think Nasir. If this is Nasir Rahan, then I remember sitting with him and Goi Bhai, and we sat together. And I told them my plan. I was like, I'm gonna make something that would change Midlands, that would bring all the Khuddam together. And alhamdulillah, we started with a few people, and I'm just going to share my screen, and we're just going to go through some pictures and some videos as well. So, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's me, man.
Yeah. Sound cool. Sound cool, Doctor.
That's
I wasn't sure if you were Nasser or not.
Oh, no, right. Yeah, I should change my login.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see. Don't think you remember this, but you were the first with Zamriz. I think you just turned up and you were waiting in the car for ages, weren't you? And you're like, oh, is it on? Is FIFA on? So this was the first one. So there's three of us, and of course that was the initial attraction. And you can see they're waiting for PlayStation to get set up. And this was the most annoying thing. This screen, this projector screen, because it always gave us trouble, and people were always playing with it, and we can never get it at the right angle. Even there, you can see. I don't know. It's just some next level angle there. But this was the first poster for Khuddam Night. And the main thing was FIFA, and it was Oscar Murabi. So these are the two things that we were doing for a long time. But slowly, it started growing, and then more and more people started coming. So I think this was like the official launch. I think it was the week after, when a lot of people. It started just as Warsaw, because I wasn't made regional through Vietnam at that time. I was just working. I was getting to know everyone. I thought this would be a good idea, and then more and more people started coming. This was Abir, Saad, and Zishan. And this was the biggest thing for me. When this guy came, Adam,
Adam,
that's, you know how difficult it is to get Adam out of his house or to get him to
so
come.
difficult.
But I walked through the door on the first launch, and just before he came, literally just before he walked in, I remember someone said to me like, "Yeah, we don't see some people, especially this guy Adam. He never comes." And as soon as he said that, he literally walked through the door, and the guy was just shocked. He's like, "I can't believe he's here." Of course, he never came again after that, but just he came was really nice. And I think at the same time, I got my first car as well. I think I got a Nissan Qashqai, which didn't last very long. But then I think that's just one of our first conversations. Remember, we
Oh, I look so fat.
you took me to the side and you asked me a few questions, which
Oh yeah.
nice.
How
So
to
that
lose weight?
yeah, had to lose weight. Well, mashallah, a lot has happened since then. A lot of football games and a lot of memories. So this was one of the things which we were doing. I don't think you guys remember. Maybe you do. But we were always getting food at every Khuddam night, so everyone would sit down and we would munch together. So it was a good way to bring everyone together. And this guy, Basisa, would always jump in every time. Then this logo was made, the Khuddam Night logo, and then K Talk started. Um, Nadeem did the first ever K Talk. These were some posters that we had. Of course, the milkshakes. Who can forget the milkshakes? Something which was so popular, and I wish that if we carried on, we would have kept it going. This is the beginning stages of the letterbox, the famous letterbox that a lot of you were using. I think it was really good because it just encouraged everyone just to sit down and quickly write a letter. And I think in total during that time we wrote over 50 to 60 letters, just in the time that we were doing Khuddam Night. So that was a really big achievement. And this was like development stages. Um, my wife played a big role in making this along with my son, as you can see. And we just started using it. This is when the paint was still the fresh, so a lot of the letters had red paint on them when you're putting them in, but people were eager to use it. And this was the first ever Khuddam talks. So Nadeem gave a talk about how to make £1 million, which went down quite well. And then from then, it just grew. People started coming, people started listening, and I think people definitely were enjoying it. The famous Khuddam night pot, which I still have, and the money is still in there. So you should decide what to do with it. So this is a picture I was talking about, Moses Ab. You guys all came from Wolverhampton, and I think this was when it really started growing, when the word
Yeah.
started getting more. So all the brothers, the three brothers, are there, along with Dr. Abdul Salam, and Hakim Bakri's son as well.
Faiz.
Yeah, Faiz. And at the back here we had the TV, so we had pictures running and different things running at the same time. So it was a bit of everything for everyone to do. For me, this was the main thing. This is what it revolved around, is getting people to write letters to Azur and making that consistent. And that was really the rule that I made, that anyone who comes, they should try and write a letter to Azur. Then the months went on, mashallah, the crowd kept growing, people coming from different parts of Birmingham as well, which was nice. And more, like Faiz, I remember him saying at this time, I asked him, like, sorry, Fazan, he asked me, how do you write a letter? And I just sat down with him, and he goes, this is the first time I've written a letter myself. So that was also a great achievement for people to have make those first steps. And I remember, don't know if you remember, guys, remember this? This was the fight night that we did. I think it was AJ, and I can't remember who he played that day, but he played a very defensive game, and he was just timing his shots. He did win at the end, but it was a really great night for me, a very memorable night as well. And this was happening in the background, so some of the Ansar brothers were there as well, playing table tennis. And then it just grew from there. More and more things were adding as Masimod's books, and then the poster obviously developed. So we went from just playing FIFA and having Ask Murabi to having Allegation Corner to as Masimod's books, table tennis, milkshakes, and alhamdulillah. And this was Nas. This was your speech. I don't know if you remember it, but I do remember that it went down very well, because people were coming to you afterwards, and you were guiding them and helping them. Trying to get experience, trying to go to Africa, which was nice. This was that's me giving the first ever, in his own words. I think we were doing Haqiqat al-Wahi. A few of you there. No one can forget this. This was the tiramisu, the famous tiramisu. At that time, me and Salman were fighting with each other, trying to decide which dessert we're going to plan for the local Warsaw Ijtima. But I do think the tiramisu went down very well, and a lot of people enjoyed that. Then we decided to go healthy one week, to have fruit milkshakes, banana milkshakes, and I think there were loads of carrots and all sorts of stuff. And that was also the same day when we all got together and we did the Muay Thai, the mixed martial arts with Osama. So that was also Osama Saifullah, yeah. And this is some of us who took part. The guys that made it to the end. I remember Salman, when we were doing the warm-up, I think he twisted his knee. I think to this day, he's still recovering from that. So unfortunately, he's not on today. I would have liked to bring him on. That would have been nice. But in the warm-up, he got injured. And I think Basisab as well got too tired to carry on, which was really hard. I don't know if you guys remember, we were doing, one of them was, I think it was gorilla crawls, where you have to get on your hands and knees and you have to run up and down, like a few times, and that was so tiring. So we thought that was it. And this was my chance. Ferran's only chance he'll ever get to kick me. And then we brought this as well. This was a great part of Khuddam night, the table football. And of course, the main thing after that was all of us coming together and praying together, which is always one of the main things. And it carried on. It kept going. People writing more letters. Allegation Corner. Qaid Sab as well came on and gave a talk about dentistry. And then the lockdown happened. So the first lockdown happened around in March. So we had to plan a bit of how we would continue it. So these are the things that we tried doing. We looked at what we could do, what we had to leave out. Of course, like things like milkshakes and stuff we couldn't do. But a lot of the things that we did carry on. And I think you remember Nas. Lata won the first ever Kahoot, unfortunately. He did come first, and he did remember that for a long time. And I think Kavi did the first talk online, and it was about biomed, which also went down really well. Then his brother followed suit, Khuddam, talking about independent financial crime. But I still don't understand what he does. I don't think anyone does, to be honest. We were also sharing a lot of things that we were doing during the lockdown. And Zaid, I remember you shared this when you helped out people in the hospital in Wolverhampton. We also had international talks, alhamdulillah, different talks about Pakistan Independence Day. This is some of the faces, some of the regular faces who did carry on since the start. Um, of course, can't forget this talk by Hafiz Usman Malik as well. It was a very, very insightful talk, and we did learn a lot from that as well. More talks from non-Ahmadis. This one was Yusuf, which was the boss of Mubariz. And those were a few things, and there are a few videos as well. I just wanted to show you. So this was the healthy fruits. This is how we used to make the fruits. I think it was carrot and orange, and Nas was making the milkshakes on that side. And then we have, I think everyone is playing FIFA. So just capturing the vibes of Khuddam, which was nice. So it is a lot different when we are together, because you get to talk to people a lot more, and there's a lot more one-on-one talks, and not everyone gets to see. I think you've realized now that you don't really get to see everyone as much. So yeah, man, alhamdulillah, it's been a good year, alhamdulillah, but we should always look to try and improve it, try and look at the areas of where we can bring more people, and it's needed, and I think inshallah in the next year, so we'll focus on different things. And this is when Khuddam Night started, and we launched it to say that it will now begin online. So yeah, guys, alhamdulillah, jazakallah everyone for sticking with us. It's been a pleasure. It's been nice getting to know all of you as well. Nas, how do you feel, man? How do you feel being one of the first people to be part of this program?
No, brother, I think, alhamdulillah, you've done a really, really good job. And I think we should all pray for you as well, Murabi Saab, because obviously you took the lead and carried it on, and obviously helped to grow it. And, so all props to you, really. Yeah.
No, I think it's Allah helped. It was all Allah, really. He guided us all, and it wouldn't have been possible without the prayers and everything. So, but you guys are the people that made it. You know, if you guys didn't come, then it wouldn't happen. But
No, but we need some of us, especially me. We need that push, and I think you came at the right time. So, alhamdulillah.
I think we had a big mosque, and we were in a quite a central place as well. So a lot of people could come, and I think we made full use of that hall as much as we could. But yeah, guys, Jazakallah, really appreciate it. That is the 1 year, and let's pray that the next year is even more fruitful and more successful, inshallah. Zaid, how do you feel, man? How do you feel about this? You played a big part, especially the online. We used to talk a lot about your tabligh activities as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I felt like I have moved from Midlands from a very long time, same as yourself as well, Rabbi Sab. A few of the guys who also joined, we've not been around Midlands, and this whole Khuddam night, since it's been started, it's only been a year, and it's kind of like introduced to a lot of different faces, a lot of different people. So I think that's the main thing as well. Brotherhood at the end of the day, isn't it? That's what we're trying to do as well, come closer. And this is something if we've only had this for a year. So I would say within this year, how many more Khuddams I've been introduced to, and I've spoken to, and I've seen and stuff like that, I hadn't seen, in the 2 previous years before that, I would say. So, it's been something very good. It's a great initiative as well, up till right now as well. and inshallah it's going to carry on. I know it is. And it's been exciting. Every single one of them has been different. It's been very good, and it's been very good in lots of different ways. So jazakallah Rabbi for hosting this, and to on this kind of a platform. And alhamdulillah, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm sure that it's given you a lot of ideas and brought you closer as well to the Khuddam, and it's brought a lot of us Khuddams together as well. So yeah.
100%, 100%. I totally agree with you. That was the main thing, that we all get to come together, because we all know. But I think we realize when people start talking about their careers, especially like when Dr. Nas, you were talking about, you just being a dentist, but there's so much more than that. It was you having the opportunity to serve the Jamaat and to be able to go out to Africa and help there, and people getting to learn from your experiences. I think you can spend your whole lifetime with someone, but until they actually talk about themselves, you can learn so much more. And just through those things, we're able to break barriers. And alhamdulillah, I got to learn so much from you. And Mubarak just jumped on as well. And Mubarak, I remember a special story about you, that Guy Sab called me once, regional Guy Sab. He's like, there's this one guy, he came to our mosque and I had a meeting with him. His name's Mubarak, and he's very, very active, and I want you to meet him. And he's coming to one of the Khuddam nights. So Mubarak, I don't know if you remember that. The first day you came with your table tennis net, and you started playing table tennis with Kashif and the other boys that were coming. And since then, he's been part of it. So Mubarak, Jazakallah for everything, and your contributions have been. I have no words, to be honest, because it's been amazing in everything that you've done.
Assalamualaikum Robi Sahab, Jazakallah, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Yeah, from that very first day I am in till now I am active as well. So Alhamdulillah. Yeah, thanks for your kind words as well.
Yeah, Jazakallah for everything, and inshallah we were able to continue it. And these are the things that we find each other through these events. That's why we encourage each other to push the guys around us and try to attend as much as possible, because any Jamaat event is going to be blessed, and it's always going to have inside it. Guys, Jazakallah, really appreciate it, and thank you for all the guys that you've been bringing as well. Your brother, Ibrahim, your boss, and everyone else as well, and all, of course, your insight, your knowledge as well with Allegation Corner and the books of Hazrat Masih. I really, really appreciate that. Zaryab as well. Zaryab, I don't know if you can talk. Is your mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
Zaryab, you're one of the boys we adopted during the Khuddam online, because you never got to make the physical one, did you?
Yeah, it was mission, man. But inshallah, when lockdown's over, I'll start coming to Warsaw. But yeah, I'm happy that it's a good thing for me that I started online, because I got to see what goes on. And that I feel, they're just gonna, I didn't know what happened. I just thought you'd meet up, have some milkshake, and then that's it. And then I was like, that's long, man. I'm not going. And so inshallah. But yeah, it's a very good thing that I started online.
You can just go down the road and get your own milkshake now.
Yeah, I'll go Ladypool Road. Forget this. but yeah, alhamdulillah, I started it, and you learn so much. And as Zaid Bey says, you bond with so many people that you didn't know, like Mubarak Bey, Zaid Bey, Abir Bey. I didn't know them before. To be fair, I've never met them physically. I don't think.
You're like, oh, that's what you look like. Yeah, that's an amazing thing, and we're online now. Everything's online, so we have to just adapt to it. And again, we're in lockdown too now again, so there's not a lot of brightness in the end of the tunnel yet. But inshallah, when this finishes and we're able to hold events, and I'm hoping, my original plan was that we move to different qiyadats and different mosques. Inshallah, that plan will develop once we come back and able to do it. But that will be really good as well. So Khuddam night on the road, so it'll be easier for other people to attend. I think for you as well as Riyadh and other guys who live in Birmingham areas, especially, you guys will be able to attend that more. Inshallah. Of course, Kashif and Saqib as well, the recent guys that have come on, Jazakallah as well. You guys done a big effort, and it's not easy. I know, because everything you guys are doing, I was doing myself, everything at the start before I was distributing it to different people. So it did take a lot of time, but that's how you got to start things. Sometimes you got to do things by yourself, and then slowly it will develop. So you guys have carried it on, and these things wouldn't happen without you guys.